Good morning, it's Natasha Smith here from Natasha's Skin and Body on South Bank. Last night I did a video review of a new product that's going to be released at the end of September. It didn't work out too well, the connection was a little slow, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have to rustle up the same excitement as last night, because this product, I have it for another 15 minutes, I was allowed it for 48 hours, and it hasn't been released to salons yet, so nobody has a sample except me. This is O Cosmetics Tinted Mineral Pro. So for all the lovers of Mineral Pro in my own clinic and other clinics out there, you're going to adore this. I'm going to quickly, and I really have to be quick because they're on their way to get it back, and I think they're going to put it back in a locked vault. But I want to quickly show my clients the coverage that you can achieve with this product and the options that you have with it. So this is an SPF 30. It smells like caramel and vanilla ice cream. And I've got no makeup on right now. I've cleansed my face. I got moisturizer? Yes, I've got moisturizer. You can wear it on your own if you really want to. I always recommend a moisturizer and a sunblock because your moisturizer has completely different qualities. Your moisturizer has conditioning abilities, it is putting a seal against water loss, it's working in some of the upper layers of the epidermis, whereas this product and any good chemical physical block SPF, you really only want it to sit on the upper layers. So we don't want absorption with sunscreen. So to mix the two together into one product is okay if you only need light moisturizer. I think I'm getting confused about my sides of my face here. Okay. So on this side of my face, I'm just putting it on for light coverage. Now what I like about it is you can whack it on. It's got a tint in it, but not so much that you have to really blend, and that's important to me because when you go to the beach with this product this summer, you've been swimming and you're reapplying this instead of putting your full regime and makeup back on, I want you to be able to just throw it on without blending too much down your neck or worrying about tide lines, and that's the beauty of a tinted SPF in the summer. Leave your makeup at home and take this to the beach. Okay, so light coverage that side. Now on the other side I'm going to try to achieve a really heavy coverage build up, and I was able to do this quite well last night. I was really surprised. It goes on really velvety. It feels more like a foundation texture than it does a traditional SPF texture, which is good because SPFs are usually gross. This one's lovely. The untinted Mineral Pro is really lovely too. It's one of the products that we are always out of stock of because everyone buys it as soon as it comes in. So it's a really great price point, $45, which means you can try a good cosmeceutical anti-aging SPF without having to invest in the price tag that most cosmeceutical correctives are. And I think that's a real key with a sunscreen. I do believe that's a real barrier to why all our lovely clients didn't used to buy a lot of sunscreen before we had Mineral Pro, but this just walks out the door. Everyone adores it. So if you've got an oilier skin, you're going to appreciate the fact that this is mattifying. Now it's not mattifying like, don't think drying. I've got super dry skin. I actually slept with this product on last night just to see how it went, and I didn't wake up with dry skin. But the texture of it becomes velvety, and that's what's mattifying about it, and you can actually feel it on your skin. And I would liken it to the texture of some of the more beautiful luxury brand foundations like Chanel and Lancome, things that have got lots of nasties in them, those brands, but people adore the texture of them and the way that it feels on the skin afterwards. And I think that In Skin Cosmetics, who make O Cosmetics, have been really smart in ensuring that all the products in this range are, well, the best way to describe it is, as they say, cosmetically elegant. This is not, for a long time we've asked our clients in the cosmeceutical range to just put up with some bad smells and textures because it's good for you, and you don't have to do that with O Cosmetics. So hallelujah, thank goodness for that, huh? So I'm certainly not covering my famous dark circles too well, 100%, but they are actually improving. And actually I think with a little bit of liner and everything else, I'd be really happy to go out with this. with this on. So I think, yeah, you can get quite a good coverage. And I'm going to say, as I said last night in my other review, that you can get a coverage equivalent to about 80% of the Synergy Mineral Whip foundation that we sell. So if you're a lover of mineral whip but you know you're not going to want to reapply it in the summer, or you want something that you can wear to the gym without looking like a complete tool for having a full face of makeup on, this is a great product. Now the other thing about this product is that the mattifying agent is important. In the Australian heat and summer, there's high humidity and people sweat, and it's really bad for their skin. And we do have a lot of clients tell us that they're not going to wear an SPF, even though they know it's aging them, because the trade-off for them is breakout. So this product and the Untinted Mineral Pro get around that because they're quite mattifying. You'll love this in the summer. It will stop your skin feeling sweaty and sticky, and you'll be happy to put it on again. Active ingredients, my favourite bit. The active ingredient in this product is zinc oxide, micronized zinc oxide, and what that means is they've got mineral zinc, which is a great anti-inflammatory, and they have used technology to break it down very small, and they have distributed it in this product in such a way that when you put it on, what I want you to think about is if you have large molecules like basketballs all sitting along a surface, and the sun's coming in and we can get gaps between them, there's only the little edges of the balls covering, right? So you've got big molecules on the surface, and that doesn't feel very nice, and it doesn't give great coverage. So you have to apply it thick to fill up the gaps. But if you've got micronized zinc oxide, you've got really tiny little molecules, and they can get up nice and close to each other, and you only need to have a really thin layer of them to get that coverage without gaps. So micronized is really important. The zinc oxide sunscreens are not all alike. So if you've tried a zinc-based sunscreen and you thought gross, please give this another go, because it's not like your typical zinc oxide. The other thing is, I mentioned before that it's a physical sunblock. What that means is that in the sunscreen world, you've got ingredients which reflect light and bounce it off and never allow it to penetrate to the skin, and then you've got ingredients which neutralize, you can say, the UV that does penetrate. So the physical blocks put a physical barrier and it all just bounces off, and then the chemical blocks get to work on what gets in. Physical barriers are much preferable, because if you can imagine that, I'm sure you can appreciate that if you don't ever let it in the first place, we don't need to neutralize anything chemically, and that's really key when we're working with enzymes and peptides and all sorts of actives in the deeper layers of the skin, because we don't want any more interaction to come from our sunscreen. It allows us to do other things underneath without the SPF interacting, and it also means that like a chemical SPF will always have some unwanted side effects as well. So a lot of chemical SPF ingredients are quite questionable. Things like cinnamates, para-aminobenzoic acid, PABA. You'll often see on cheaper sunscreens PABA free, and that's because so many people are allergic to it that they actually have it as a selling point that they don't have it. But that doesn't mean to say that there's not other nasty chemical sunscreens in there. So I really encourage you to use only a physical block, not a chemical block. SPF 30. And what an SPF 30 means is to work out how long that's going to protect your particular skin for. If you take the time that it would usually take you to burn in the full midday sun, so say for my skin that's going to be 10 minutes, so 10 minutes with no protection in the full heat of the midday Australian sun. And then what you do is you multiply it by the SPF. So SPF 30 means that the sun protection factor is 30 times my usual burn time. So I can stay in the sun for 30 times longer than I usually would. So that means 300 minutes. Now, after that time has passed, it's worth working that out for yourself. You need to know what your burn time is and your SPF that you're using, and work out how long it gives you, because after that time has passed, that's all you get. So reapply definitely, because you're still getting some bounce off, but just always know that once you've had that burn time, that exposure time, you need to give your skin 24 hours. So you get that long every 24 hours. Now if you're really smart and you're worried about anti-aging, you're actually going to halve that time. So for me, I allow myself 150 minutes with an SPF 30 on every 24 hours. So after that time, you need to get out of the sun. Apply this 20 minutes before going into the sun so it can absorb and become, just start doing what it needs to do. The other thing that's in this product that I love, and this is probably the biggest selling factor of this product for me, because to be honest, there are many zinc oxide sunscreens on the market. None of them that I've come across are as lovely to use as this one, but some of them are less expensive, so that would be a fair trade-off to me. But the thing that makes me stay with the sunblock is resveratrol and palmitoyl oligopeptides. So peptides have fantastic anti-aging abilities, and resveratrol can help to mop up some of the damage that the sun's doing as it's happening. So not only do we have our SPF working for us, but we've got this resveratrol in there that's just going around and cleaning up the damage. If you were to be overexposed in the sun, you could apply this product again and the resveratrol would undo some of the damage. So I would encourage you to put it on again as you're leaving the beach. Even once you're out of the sun. If you don't have another product with you, and usually when we're out in the Australian heat we don't, put this on again, because it's going to mop up some of the damage. The zinc that's in there works directly on the nervous system, so it will be fantastic to stop itching. So if you've been burned, or if you've got a child that's burned, put this on all over. Cosmeceuticals are fine for children as long as they're not exfoliating, so no vitamin A's and AHAs, but nearly everything else, and salicylic acid. So nearly everything else in this range, your Repair Serum, Pure Age Defiance, Mineral Pro especially, you can often put it on your child if there's a problem with their skin. Just make sure that you check in at the clinic first, but certainly Mineral Pro, whack it all over the kids. You can use it as a spot treatment for anything itchy, so after IPL, after peels, micro. If you've had, say you've had a reaction to a food or absolutely anything, hives, mosquito bites, this will take the itch out. And if you've got a big dirty pimple that really hurts, you can put this on overnight and use it as a spot treatment. Obviously there are other things that are probably more appropriate, but if this is what you've got at home, or if it's particularly itchy, you can put it on alone, or you can put your spot treatment on and then put this on. So that's really important as well. For people who get quite itchy or sore after waxing and after facial waxing, this product in clinics is going to become the go-to after wax product for faces. So if you've had an eyebrow shave, this is an after wax lotion, an SPF, a cream, an anti-itch agent, and it's also a cover-up in one. So this will be, I would imagine this will be the product that will sell the most of after waxing over summer. It's going to be $45. It's available at the end of September. And we're taking pre-orders for it. If you pre-order it before arrival, you will receive 10% off. So that means you pay for it at the time of ordering, and you get 10% off. And the reason we're running that is that we know that we're going to be fighting to secure stock of this, because we've done a review of it and everyone knows about it and everyone loves it, and lots of other clinics are also very excited about getting O Cosmetics Tinted Mineral Pro on their shelves. Thank you for watching, and call the clinic if you want to order, 9696 1189, or Facebook us. Bye bye.